Climbing club.
Right.
The ladies climbing club. The ladies climbing club.
Yeah, must be, yeah.
Yeah. And it's our birthday, 100 years today.
What, 100 years of what club?
Pinnacle Club. It's a ladies climbing club.
Pardon? Don't film this bit, will you? Me undoing all me knots things. I may not look old-fashioned, but at least I look ridiculous. Yeah. I do it in my long johns, much safer. Yeah. I've got a dress to put on.
A dress?
Yeah, I'm going to put on a dress. I'm just here for the booze. No, I know.
I'm here for the cake.
You're the cake.
For the bit.
Oh, wow. This has all been so worth it already.
When you come to the Pinnacle Club, there's women up into their 80s, and that's just so inspiring as a young woman to see these women who face so many more barriers than we do today, who followed their passion in the sport and are still doing it now.
We're going to try and abseil down with it.
Really, I think that aspect of the club really makes it unique.
Oh, there we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pinnacle Club. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, that's okay, isn't it? So they had this meeting on the 26th of March 1921 at the Pennycured Hotel. Founding members, so you had Emily Pat Kelly, Eleanor Winthrop Young, Lillian Bray, and I think Dorothy was kind of involved as well, wasn't she?
Dorothy Pilley?
Yeah. They had this official meeting, which they then announced in the Manchester Guardian.
They used to do their committee meetings at the Crag. Now it's on Zoom. If only they knew.
So if you tap start video, right, Biddy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can see you, Jo, too.
All right, brilliant. We need to be able to see you. So at the top right of your iPad, it should say something called Start Video. Yes, we can see you, Biddy.
We have got a
That's
finger
brilliant.
in. Biddy, we actually seem to have a hand. There you go.
Oh, yes, we can see you in your beautiful hat. Hi, Jenny. Nice to see you.
I will call this meeting to order and hand over to our illustrious president.
Thanks, Val, thank you. Marking this occasion gives an overwhelming sense of history. You know, the stack of achievements that have come before, our forerunners who were pioneers, and, their tenacity and skill still stands. It's our turn now, and so it gives us a responsibility. I sincerely hope that moving forwards, we consider a lot of the environmental concerns and diversity especially, and not just in what we say, in absolutely everything that we continue to do as a club. Because, moving forwards, I think we need to be different types of pioneers, as well as doing everything that we want to do in terms of climbing for ourselves. And so I would like to raise a toast. Yes. To the Pinnacle Club past, to the Pinnacle Club present, and most importantly, to the Pinnacle Club future. To the Pinnacle Club.
Happy birthday.
Yes. My new members.
This Christmas is the first year that I haven't been there.
I've missed going, and that's one of the first things that I want to do. Now we're allowed to travel places, go back to the hut. I love it, it's my favourite place.
It is a core part of the club.
The hut just has so many amazing memories. It is a second home. You really feel the history when you're there, and you think those women back in the 20s and the 30s, what fantastic achievement to have created this for them and for us now.
I mean, it's always been, I think, quite important to members to keep that authenticity.
And there's nothing better than arriving late at night and seeing that the lights are on and the smoke coming out the chimney, because you know somebody's got the stove going and it's going to be warm, and there's probably somebody already sat round the table with some food and a glass of wine.
If you're out climbing and you're all women, some other climbers realise and they'll say, "Oh, you're in the Pinnacle?" And we say, "Yeah." And they go, "Oh, you've got that amazing hut in Coombe Dillon." It's just amazing. Like,
if there's a period of time between your hut visits, you tend to notice that sometimes extra images get added onto the wall and some disappear and some kind of get moved about. That to me reflects a static photo gallery of where the club is at.
And I have so many memories of just sitting around that table chatting to members and hearing their stories.
I went on this first meet, and that would take me to my epic of joining the club. I'd been dropped off from one of the lads' back of his motorbike at the Penny Gurry. I was dropped off with my kit and rucksack, and they said, "It's down there somewhere." So off I went, and eventually I came to this river and I paddled across, not knowing there was a bridge just there. Found this track and went up to the hut, tried the door and it was locked. I looked up and there was a window open, so I dumped my sack and climbed up to the window, and it didn't open very far but enough, so I slithered through it and landed on a bed with a body in it. And there was a startled cry, and this voice said, "Who are you? Who are you?" And I said, "It's Denise. I've come on the meet." She was very welcoming. They all were, actually. It was a good introduction, and I've been very glad I've been a member ever since.
Joined after my husband died, because I was climbing with him. So it has been the best thing that's happened to me.
Safe, Hazel!
When I was at university, I went climbing with the university club, which was all men. I was the only girl, and we used to go out on these trips, and nobody would climb with me.
I went to a climbing club 3 sessions running, and nobody spoke to me. They weren't in, unless you were somebody's girlfriend.
I think I just wanted a change of climbing partners. I had a boyfriend at the time who I climbed with. We used to have a lot of kick-offs in the middle of the crag.
With my boyfriend, it was like there was always someone else who climbed harder who I could just be like, "Oh no, I don't want to lead that." But coming to a club and climbing with new people just felt like I had to take responsibility for my climbing, and it gave me that space to do that. Go long, straight up that corner and over the fence. I probably gained a lot in those initial months in terms of just independence and confidence. It's not that I didn't have the skills, it's that I wasn't confident in my skill set. Okay, so you go up these little crimps on the left.
That's it.
And nice, that looks really nice. Woo. Good effort, Alex.
They encouraged you, and when you were looking at something in trepidation, go on, you can do it.
You can do it, yes.
Yes, and then if you got stuck, they would talk you, through it. So they were extremely encouraging.
It's altogether more humane, really, and nurturing, and not competitive. They want you to be able to climb, to enjoy your climbing, and to fit in.
That was actually really pleasant. I really enjoyed that bottom fish. Nice, varied climbing.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice job. Pretty nice. It's just weird for E1.
Yeah. I mean, it is well protected.
Yeah.
But it's out there at the same time.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting like that,
The
We're arranging what we call an introductory meet next weekend.
Fingers crossed for some dry weather.
Local weather,
Yeah, how are you? Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing a lot of the members who I've not been able to see at all for a long time.
Oh, Emily.
Welcome to everyone, in particular people who are coming for the first time, and thank you for turning out on this rather iffy day. We do organise a couple of meets each year which are focused on newcomers.
Met everyone in the car park and everyone's just been like so lovely.
We've got about 15, 16 newcomers coming along who will pair up with our members.
A little bit nervy climbing in front of a load of people you've never met before.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good. But it was really nice. Had a good belayer, really supportive.
They're really nice meets, the intro meets. They always have a really good atmosphere to them because the newcomers are always excited to see what's going to happen, and then it's always really fun.
Well done.
So I heard there is a bunch of these wonderful women, you know, and they're doing incredible things. So why wouldn't I want to be here?
It was dry when we got there, so we were pretty optimistic.
Okay, have you got me? Yeah, it's a bit wet.
It started raining when we were about halfway up the route.
Wow, completely grim. That was lovely. That was probably one of my most favourite climbing experiences ever.
My belayer then had to come up the route after me in the sopping wet, so I felt a little bit sorry for dragging her up a sopping wet route in the rain.
We've only done one bit, so it was really hard.
You're right.
Really hard. I know, I feel accomplished already. It's hard.
The ladies here are great. They're just very helpful. So definitely come to the Pinnacle Club. I just did the advertisement for the Pinnacle Club.
You did. We're not even in it yet.
We're not even
We're just
in it.
trying to get in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I think joining a club, whatever your interests are, takes you to the next level because you associate with people that are more experienced, are more knowledgeable and are better. The Pinnacle Club has made me a better climber and it's made my life better as well, I suppose, in lots of ways.
Woohoo!
There's possibly nothing more fun on the day than a crag covered in women all having a laugh.
Nicely done, Pam.
Run it down.
It's like a family. Yeah, it's like a family. I was going to say that. It's like a family.
Don't worry about it, Pam. You can do it.
Thank you.
The Pinnacle Club is my life and has been since I was 16. And now I'm 85 almost, so it's a long time.
Since I joined in 1977, it has been a constant in my life. Members have been a support through hard times in my life, and the Pinnacle Club members have always been there.
I've been hugely impressed with the previous generation, the older women who are still there, members of the club.
I mentioned something about the older members, and John turned to me and said, Jean, we are the older members. I was still...
You still think of yourself
as the younger one.
In your prime, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you start going back through anything.
Yeah.
The things they've done and the the matter-of-fact way they've done them, it's just been completely inspiring. The energy with which they pursued these adventures, and they didn't think of it as going on an expedition or going climbing, they just talked about it going on holiday. But the holidays they had, they're so hardcore. They were just sleeping behind boulders and crossing rivers on mad yaks and being arrested on border patrols and lost in snowstorms, chucked out of buses in the middle of Tibet. I mean, it's just incredible, and they called that a holiday.
We see further looking back in time because we have all these links, all these materials being kept. Even though the early pioneers are not with us anymore, we have a good idea of what it was like for them.
Those founder members were quite middle class, sometimes titled ladies who obviously had a privileged existence, but they were also, despite that, stifled in what they were able to do and achieve. It's remarkable that they refused to accept that.
They were different. They were doing what they wanted to do and what was right for them. We're not a club of protesters. We're a club of people who go out there and do it.
I think the club still has a lot of formidable women. I think it attracts those kind of people. To be a woman climbing independently, you still need to have a bit of oomph about you. Even now. I think climbing is inherently quite a selfish activity, and I think women are told by society to not be as selfish, and I think the Pinnacle Club, I'm not going to say it makes people selfish, but it encourages women to make climbing a priority for themselves and do something for themselves.
And we always get comments at the crag if we're all at the crag together, like, wow, I've never seen this many women at the crag before, like, this is amazing. And until that's not the case, then we have a role to play in the climbing community.
I think it's still extremely relevant that there is a safe space for women where women can climb together as women, and to be no assumptions, very little competition, somewhere supportive and nurturing and female.
Historically, we've had same-sex couples in the club in an era when they probably would not have been accepted in society.
Yeah. One of the issues that the club, through the committee, had to deal with in the last few years was whether we should allow trans women to join the club.
There's a lot of panic in society that's then transferred into any group space of this perceived threat. But I do think like these people panic more around theoretical conversations than actually might happen or would happen when presented with the situation.
I think the Pinnacle Club is there to encourage women and be supportive, and I don't see why that doesn't include trans women, people who are non-binary. You know, it should include everyone who identifies as a woman.
I think it's really, really important for us moving forwards that we sort of provide support, we engage people from all those diverse groups. And I think it's definitely time for us to start taking some responsibility for making sure that everyone gets that opportunity.
The Centenary seemed like a perfect opportunity for members to say, right, what can we give back? Because we're so privileged.
We've just set up a sponsorship fund, a Centenary sponsorship fund, So we've put some money towards it from club funds, but we're also asking members to contribute. And the purpose of that primarily is to provide skills training for women who wouldn't otherwise be able to access that. Hopefully it will grow and grow, that concept. There's an argument for maybe a few clubs to take on that idea, because it isn't just women who are in that group. I mean, we're doing it because we're a women's club, but there are plenty of other groups out there who struggle in different ways.
I've come from the Felon Rock.
I'm the president of the Oriad Mountaineering Club.
I'm representing the Gritstone Club. We're from the Midlands Association of Mountaineers.
So we're down here this weekend to help them celebrate their 100 years.
Excellent!
Yeah. Some knitted wear.
Little plaque, that's very sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, arms crossed, look stern.
Lockwood's Chimney, it's a little rock feature in the side of the hill, not far from here, sort of 5 minutes walk. So it's a great day out for a few people. I mean, most of our older members would have done Lockwood's Chimney. You know, it could even have been the first climb for many people.
Lockwood he was the landlord of the Penny Gyrrid.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
It was definitely ascended a lot more then than it is now.
So people do this in the dark and in the rain?
Yeah.
Recommended in the guidebook to get a full value. Drunk in the dark and while it's raining.
Our brave leader Rosie is establishing herself under the chalk stone. This is where the Tweed will come into its own. I suspect there's no right way to do it. It was having done an ascent of Lockwood's Chimney that Bray and a few others were sitting at the bottom looking out across the valley, and they spotted this derelict place behind me. They moved very quickly, and within a year they'd made it a vaguely habitable hut, and we've worked on it ever since. Look at that Tweed in action. Poetry in motion, eh, Jess? Oh, bugger. Sorry. My trouser pocket got caught. And... Okay, Jessie, I'm paying attention now. Yep.
Wow, this is amazing.
It is amazing, isn't it, Jessie? Whew. Brilliant, Jessie. What a nice day.
Climbing Lockwood's Chimney was a really fun experience. The feeling that you get when you pop up to the top is quite extraordinary. It just feels really special to be climbing on a day like today with Pinnacle Club.
10 to 4, it's tea time.
Those are my runners. I bet they've gone to the Penny Gyrrid for a drink.
What, the scones, not scones.
So I'm what's called the Vice President, and I am destined to be the skivvy for the evening. As the COVID allowed skivvy, I get occupation of the hut and the honour of doing all the domestics.
Well, some people may have their own glasses. So.
Okay.
Come back for a second.
This bottle sounds like not bad actually.
Well, it's full for a bottle each. Let's lift our glasses to the Pinnacle Club.
Pinnacle Club. And to everyone in the climbing community.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.